It's a pleasure to be joined here on the Celtic Exchange today by Joe Mackin, a founding member of the Kano Foundation, a group who do some incredible work at Celtic Park on a match day and beyond. Joe, welcome to the show. We'll get into some more about the Kano's match day work as well as your upcoming 15th anniversary celebrations just shortly. But first of all, for those who aren't familiar with the history of the Kano Foundation and of Martin Kane, can you tell us a wee bit more about how it all came to be?
Certainly. I actually didn't know Martin. I never met Martin. What actually happened was Martin was for Springburn, but he moved to Perth, Australia. He took no well. One day he woke up with a sore neck, I think. At the end of that day he was paralysed. What actually happened, it was called Devick's syndrome. He had like so many years worth of MS in the one hit. So he was in hospital for a year or so. But guys that he was pal away on Celtic Quick News actually started raising money because he couldn't get out of hospital. His house was adapted, wet rooms and things like that for the wheelchair. So we raised £68,000 a day in bucket collections and quiz nights and whatever. And part of when they done the bucket collection, they took kids to the football. And somebody had the idea of, that's actually quite a good idea, how can we keep this going?
Yeah.
So I'd actually did a dance at Celtic Park, it was for the Beatson or something. And raised money for that. And it was Mint for Celtic Minded. He used to run Celtic Minded website.
Okay.
He contacted me and told me about Martin. Could you not give the money to that? They're struggling for money, blah, blah, blah. So I had to contact everybody that came to my dance and ask them, could I not give the money to Beatson, but Martin? Everybody said aye. Next thing I know, passed the money over and I got a phone call saying they're going to have a wee chat in the pub talking about starting a kids' charity. And basically that's what it was. The idea it was try and get 20 seats sponsored, and we'll start taking 20 kids to football every week. We ended up, the initial drive, we get 50 seats sponsored. So we had to go back to Celtic and ask for 50 seats. And so that's how it all basically all started. The sixes all started, four kind of a whittled away. Still a couple is left, but 15 years later, we're still here. So that's how the initial Kano started. They took Waynes to the football to thank them for doing the bucket collection for Martin. And because of the Martin Kano name, we just kept it as a Kano Foundation because Celtic fans had already gave money to the Kano. I think it was bringing Martin home campaign. I think it was called.
What a legacy for Martin and his family. And I know I was, looking at the website and a few things before coming on here today, Joe. And I think it's his brother Paul that has written a nice piece on the website. But what a huge sense of pride the family must have in everything that's taking place.
The family are a lovely family too. His sister Mandy's in East Kilbride. I still see Mandy a lot. Paul, I'm in contact with. I never knew anything.
Okay.
Never did. And it's been amazing. They're humbled now as well, same as us. They're just, every time you put like 10,000 Wayne, 12,000 Wayne, or I'll send them like emails I get for Waynes and things like that. They're actually amazed at it.
It's brilliant stuff. So I was going to ask specifically how you yourself got involved, Joe. Were you doing other charitable stuff, whether it was the Beatson or different things in and around?
I only raised that one. I only had that one dinner. I think it started off as like a family dinner in Celtic Park and just grew into it. Actually, here, we could make some money for charity here. And when I got asked along to the Kano, I just kind of assumed every time I turn up my meeting it was £50 or £100 or my wee neighbours gave me £50. So I just kind of got dragged along with the theory.
Yeah.
That word?
we'll make it a word. And 15 years later, here we are.
Still here.
And I'm sure there's so many tales. We'll maybe catch some of them as we go through it. The big tagline now, so obviously, as you say, there's Martin Kane's own story, and Martin sadly passed, around that time, before things really got going. But as I say, what a legacy for him and his family. But the big driving force is now, and I'll use the exact line, keeping football free for kids. And that's something you've done since the 2010-2011 season. And on that note, Joe, can you tell us exactly how you do so and what the matchday experience is like for the kids and for the volunteers that are involved?
One of the taglines, we try and use it as giving the kid a leftover. When we were younger, we get a leftover. So that's how we used to always talk about it at the meetings and things like that. And now it's keeping football free for kids. So in a match day, we'll take 150 kids per game at Celtic Park. We've got 186 season tickets. 150 of them are kids.
Yeah.
And it's sold out basically every game. On a match day, they'll meet at St Michael's Church Hall, Gallowgate.
Yep.
They get hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, juice, whatever. They've got music in there. So there's a wee party atmosphere where the kids are getting fed before the game. 1:45, we leave there. Every kid gets a wee goodie bag with their sweeties and their juice and all in it. And we walk around to Celtic Park.
Right.
So it's like a big, massive trainer. The Wayne's got put in their toes. And so it's enormous.
What way do you go down Springfield Road?
No, we actually go through the wee estate where Bars Factory used to be.
Yeah.
Then we come out, basically a wee bit of Springfield Road with the burger vans and that. So that's the dodgy bit because that's a busy road. So all the Waynes are well warned.
Yeah.
And we walk into the stadium that way. Once they're in the stadium, you just get them into their seats, show them the toilets, blah, blah, blah. And they've got drums and streamers and normally beach balls and things like that. Just have a wee, because they're in an hour before the game. So we try and have a wee party atmosphere with them. Hoopy comes over before the game and gets them all singing and dancing.
Brilliant. What how is it decided who gets to benefit from those 150 odd kids tickets on a match to match basis? Does it change every single week?
Every week.
Okay.
We get a lot of repeat groups, but it could be St Mark's, St Michael's School, primary 6 and 7s. Obviously they've changed, so there'll be other 6 and 7s.
Yeah.
So we get football teams under 10s. It's a different age. They're now under 12s, you know what I mean? So we do get a lot of repeat people because they know what they get out of it. But basically it's just a list.
Right.
If you want somebody to go, you go on the boat my list and you just maybe need to wait a season now.
I was going to say, you're getting constant applications.
Constant.
Do people just do that through the website?
Yeah.
What, KanoFoundation.org, is it?
No, .com.
.com. So the KanoFoundation.com. So if anyone's listening, tuning in, and they feel they've got kids of that age or maybe community groups, youth groups that might tick the boxes, they can jump on there and apply, yeah?
Anything really. They don't need to be Celtic fans. So it's open to all. We had the 17th or 18,000th kid with Wayne's down for Aberdeen.
Okay.
And the 15 Waynes, 13 were Aberdeen fans. And guess who got picked?
Well,
Aberdeen fan.
That's the
So
way
I
it
had to
goes.
ask the wee boy to go on the pitch. I'd represent us.
It's just the way it falls sometimes. So that's the experience for the kids, and I'm sure there's a real buzz and a real excitement for them. Particularly, I've watched some of the videos and seen a wee guy talking about the fact that he'd been outside Celtic Park a lot of times he'd never been in. You know, and he was speaking on one of the videos, I think, on your own YouTube channel, and he was so excited to get actually inside the stadium, and it's a lifetime memory. You know, your first time in Celtic Park, and these kids will potentially go on to be the fans of the future. They'll be the season ticket holders in the decades ahead, but they'll remember that first time, and it's such a special thing for them. What about the volunteers, Joe? What does a day look like for a Kano volunteer? You know, starting at St Michael's and going from there.
Full shift. The volunteers will be on the go for about 11 o'clock. We get to St Michael's at 12. Half 12, there'll certainly be groups there. So then the caterers come in, we've got the caterers in, get the food ready. We set up all the juice for the kids. The hall's normally set up for us. But once the kids have done their bit in the hall, we tidy the hall. As we're walking around, somebody will stay back and tidy the hall.
Okay.
Then we've got to guard them to the roads. So we've got to stop them, let traffic go and things like that. Then once we're in the stadium, the carers can have a look after them. If you're bringing the football team, you're looking after your football team. But obviously, we're there watching and getting the flags out and up and down, making sure everybody's okay. Or if we see anything, then we're on it. But it's up to you to watch your lanes, sort of thing. You're there.
Did I read that there's maybe, is it one volunteer per 6 kids or something like that?
That's the ratio if you're bringing kids.
Right.
There'll also be up to 8 of us sitting there on the match day, sort of thing. As I say, we've got a care of duty over the kids as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So has it been a case that over the years, so as we'll get on to 15 years of the Kano Foundation keeping football free for kids, has it been a case over the years of just, you know, starting with that initial 50 season tickets, I presume, and then 70, 80, 100, up to the point where I think, about 150 kids tickets and additional tickets for carers and stuff like that. Has it just been a case of just buying them up as and when possible?
What happens is we sit right behind the Lisbon Line goal.
Yep.
We've got a wee block. So we can't have kids all over the place. So if any seats come available in that block,
you're on it.
We'll try and get them.
Yeah.
But we can't go out with that block, really.
Okay. Section 115?
Yes.
Yeah, behind the goals.
Behind the goal.
Lisbon Line.
So if somebody's getting up their ticket, we try and get it. But
yeah.
It's hard to need these getting up their tickets now.
I know.
They're so successful.
That's success. If you're unsure where the Kano kids are, just listen out carefully on a match day and you'll hear them at section 115. I mentioned that if someone is looking to apply for kids to attend, Joe, they can jump on the website to do so. Likewise, if anyone's tuning in just now and they want to volunteer, same place, I presume.
Yes.
They can go and do that.
Yes. Just go to the website. There's actually a contact us at kanofoundation.com.
Okay.
So that's our website that everybody, all the trustees will see that. So somebody will pick it up.
Are you actively seeking volunteers on an ongoing basis? Is that
We don't look for volunteers to take kids to the games because we've got 8, 10, whatever.
Uh-huh.
What we need is probably professional people. If they can offer a service, a thing that we need or we can use, then brilliant, come along, offer your services, and we'll see if it helps us.
See if we can pair that together. But yeah, again,
we're all just punters. We're all supporters that take ways to the football.
Okay, and they can jump on the website, they can explore that, they can absolutely get the story and see if there's any way they can contribute and help with what you guys are doing. I read recently, Joe, I think it was maybe on the social media channels, that at the Dundee United game just a couple of weeks back, 15th of February, Grace Adenaye, if I've got that right, from Belfast, I think, became the 19,000th Kano kid who walked through the turnstiles at Celtic Park. What a moment for Grace herself, but a lot of pride for you guys, surely.
I can see the pride in your face. I know. It's
a
an
great
amazing
thing, isn't
it?
Yeah, I've seen the picture. She's absolutely buzzing.
It's frightening when I think back of how it started. And see, when it started, you had no money at all. I'll put my own money in. I think John Paul was our first chairman. He was paying for the first block of season. But I Celtic for instalments.
Okay.
He had to pay the first instalment fees and credit card sort of thing. And now we've took 19,000 kids, and it's actually mind blowing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And see, they kids kind of are all embarrassed and whatever, and we ask them to take photos. We used to get them on the pitch.
Okay.
But we're on the pitch twice a season. It's getting harder and harder. So basically what we do now, the 15, 20,000s, we'll try and make a big deal out of them. I think the 20,000s will be due second, third game of next season. So the kids themselves, try and give them a different scarf, a special scarf.
Okay.
Give them a voucher for, used to be JD, I think it's just a general voucher now they get.
Right.
We try and give them a wee present sort of thing, just to make their day a wee bit special sort of thing. But it's 19,000 is mind-blowing.
Yeah, and it's kids from all over the UK and Ireland,
Yep, whatever. Everywhere. And it's all fan-funded. Every single penny that the Kano Foundation has spent, we've never had a lottery grant, we've never had people on you money, it's all fan-funded.
It leads me to my next question. So everything that the Kano does is completely funded by Celtic. Well, mostly Celtic fans. I dare say there's other general football fans that may help as well.
I'd say 99% Celtic fans.
Okay, so it's a huge effort from the fan base. How challenging, though, can that be year on year? I don't know if there's a set target every year you need to raise X, to support this or whatever, but you can't rest on your laurels. You can't look back at what's done. You need to keep going, I presume.
There's no set target as such, because everything we bring in just kind of goes back to the kids. So they need something like 24,500 for season tickets.
Yep.
Right, so that's your first goal. Then it's the food. Then it's the sweets and the crisps and
scarves and merchandise and all that. Yeah.
It depends what comes in. Like during the winter, we give them a hat and a scarf.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing. We even buy hand warmers and things like that. Do you know what I mean? If they're, so they're not uncomfortable.
You're supporting a pretty smart looking Kano top yourself. You've got a zipper on just now. Can people buy the merchandise?
You can buy merchandise, you just can't buy that one.
Can I buy that one?
That one's so bright because see the people that take the volunteers that take the kids to the game.
Yeah.
So if the kid gets into trouble, he notices
this. High-vis type stuff. I thought you were going to sign that, Joe, and give it away to a listener, no?
So we don't actually sell the ones.
Okay. But there's ones like that people can jump on the site.
There's other stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because well, maybe towards the end of the piece, we'll certainly talk about the big 15th anniversary event in April, but if people are looking for different ways to support the foundation, certainly buying merchandise and things like that can all help and put things in the right direction. I was going to ask about your connection with the club itself, because I think, and I'm saying this sincerely, and I'm echoing the thoughts of many fans, that Kano is one of the standout things about Celtic. It's just such a good thing, and it's just so pure. It's just keeping football free for kids. It's just, I can't think of anything better. And there's so much hard work goes into it by yourself and various others, Joe. I was going to ask about the support for the club. I've seen different videos. I've seen, Bruni doing something, Tom Boyd, Simon Donnelly. I've seen a couple of pictures. I think it was maybe Grace that we mentioned on the park with Cameron Carter-Vickers and stuff like that. But What kind of support do you get from the club? Do you get any financial backing from the club or,
No.
or other support of
No.
any nature?
There's no financial backing. Years ago, people would always ask, how can the foundation help you? Foundation can't give us money or support us with money because we're buying season tickets, so they're regenerating it back into the club. So
Right.
we don't get any help from Celtic Foundation. That's always people's first question, how can they not help you?
Okay.
And that's basically the technical reason. That is. But for the club, no, we don't. We're kind of on our own. We don't really. We've got a, how would you say, a working relationship, I think the club call it.
Would you be keen for that relationship to be stronger, to be better?
Certainly.
Yeah.
I honestly can't believe why the club haven't took this on and do it themselves.
Yeah.
I honestly thought we've made such a success of this that the club would have stepped in, because we can't give the kids a better day. We do everything we can possibly do for the kids, we do it. The club can only make it better. We maybe taking them into a lounge, maybe getting them a player, getting them a t-shirt, getting them a hat. We can't do that.
Would there be an appetite at some point, potentially, if it could be agreed upon, that the club would absorb the Kano Foundation and run it internally? Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm saying I can't believe they're not doing that. Whether it be the rest of the trustees was wanting that to happen, but I think the general idea would be, if it's better for the kids and giving the kids a better experience and a better day out, then that would be the answer. Yeah,
and the kids are the focus, they're the priority, and if there's something that can be done to make their experience even better, and I'm sure it's already a magical experience, in fact, I can guarantee it is, but if there's something that can make it that bit better moving forward, it's got to be a good thing.
We've took it as far as we can in that aspect. The groups that come and the kids that come, we just take them to football. But what they get out of it is far beyond that. Far beyond that. It's like youth groups will put people together that don't like each other, or different schemes and things like that. Take them to football together. We don't know that, but they're doing it. Schools have used it for, let the kids' grades get better, then they can get the benefit of going to football.
It's an incentive to work harder.
Things like that we don't even think about. We just do it Wednesday football.
Yeah, you're the end point of it all. But there's maybe a lot goes on behind the scenes to get to St Michael's on a Saturday morning. People
for care homes. Talking about earlier about the wee boy outside Celtic Park. Never been inside it.
Yeah.
I had a wee girl from Ridley, 3 mile away. She actually gave him a scarf. We gave him a scarf.
Yep.
She gave us the scarf back. Didn't know she could keep it, and started greeting because she was keeping her scarf.
Yeah.
So you get all aspects. I've actually got a Mount Vernon school was there on Wednesday.
Okay.
And let's say a 6-year-old, it's a primary 6. We got an email for a primary 6 boy saying how good it was, the experience was, what they're doing for him, what that night done for him. And you're thinking, wow.
Yeah. Incredible.
It just hits you. Do you know what I mean?
Is it a reminder? Not that you need a reminder, but is it a reminder at times why you do what you do?
We can all have our moments at our meetings. Things don't go right on the day. A lot of the times the groups don't know that, but we know that because they're that used to it. But see the ups and downs we have. See when you see the kids walking up the steps and into the stadium.
Yeah.
See when you see their faces. It makes all the argument, all the fighting, all the screaming and shouting you're doing all week worth it.
Yeah, all the grief's worth it when you see that.
Honestly, aye. And I think that's what keeps you going for 15 years.
Yeah, there must be something driving you for so long. Tell me, you mentioned just briefly before we came on about at different times, now and then, maybe not as often as you would hope, but now and then the players will come out, or some of the players will come out and meet some of the kids. And I think you said Kyogo in particular was out fairly recently. What kind of boost does that give to the kids? They enjoy the game. I'm sure they enjoy the 90 minutes, but what kind of reaction do you get when they meet their heroes?
Ecstatic. Because in this day and age, you can't really get close to players.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen very often, but now and again, we get a chance to walking around to the main stand. A couple of players will come out. It's not happened for a while, but one of the last times it happened is the players didn't actually, we were expecting to get players and they didn't come out. So I think Stewart went in and got Kyogo and a couple of other players.
Yeah.
And the kids went mental. Just screaming. It was like the Beatles. Do you know, a few years ago you see the picture of the Beatles? Because it was Kyogo, the main man, their hero, do you know what I mean? And it just, it just melts you when you see it happening.
Yeah, brilliant. It's just
You've actually helped that way and see his hero, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was going to say, on the occasions that happens, it must just be the icing on the cake for that day. The day, as I say, the day itself, I'm sure, is special in its own way, but that must top it off. And that's the kind of thing, kids will be tearing into school on a Monday morning saying, wait to hear the weekend that I've had.
We get a lot of Irish kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, a couple of weeks ago when Grace was this 19,000th, we had a group for Newry.
Okay.
They get the 3:30 ferry. So they were on the go for midnight the night before. See, when they go to the game, they're quiet.
Puffed
they're
out.
knackered. Aye.
Yeah.
But see, in the way home, or you get all the they're buzzing again because they've had their wee quiet time and back on the boat. And it's just an amazing experience for the kids.
I mean, you've charged them for the iron brown sweeties and all that stuff in the first place, and then
then
they get to the game, then they get to Kyogo, and you're like, right, see you next time. No, it's what an experience, and as you say, the reactions from the kids must make it worth it, you know, for yourself and all the various volunteers.
Sometimes we think, they're a bit quiet today, or what's wrong with them? But then you hear this feedback for the carers that bring them, and they all loved it. And this one wasn't a Celtic fan, and this group had never been to the game before, and they're new Celtic fans now.
Do you get much? I've seen a couple of quotes on the website from some of the kids that have enjoyed the experiences. Do you get much back from either the kids themselves, whether it's through email and stuff like that, or those that have kind of put them on to you guys?
Not so much the kids themselves. Very often, very rarely we get an email like that.
Okay.
But the carers, they normally always thank us on a Saturday night, Sundays, and whatever. That's how you hear the wee additional stories.
Okay. Yeah.
That we didn't know about.
The extra bits.
Aye.
And those groups will then hope to form an ongoing relationship. If they've had a great experience, say it's a group from Ireland, for example, they've had a great experience this month, February 2025, maybe in a few months or maybe next season they can bring a new group, the next kind of grown-up kids to experience all of that.
And that happens with groups round about Parkhead as well. It's like, see if we get somebody coming from Ireland, they can't go on the boat.
Okay.
We need to draft somebody in. So a couple of wee local groups that we work with.
I've seen like Royston Youth Action and stuff.
Definitely, aye. Royston, there's like a Toll Cross page, the one that runs that, she and all the gather wains up and bring a wee group of wains to fill the seats.
Yeah.
So that's my bugbearer. See if I've got 5 seats empty or 10 seats, doesn't matter nothing.
Do you rarely have empty seats more often than not they're filled? Yeah.
Never.
That's good.
So that's how when you see them empty, I'm what's going on here? What's happened here?
What is that? Have we lost one? Maybe there's one gone AWOL. Joe, before we get into the 15th anniversary event and a big event taking place at the Armadillo in April, we'll talk about that just shortly. Just very briefly, just to kind of break away, what's your own Celtic story? You're an Easterhouse boy, I believe, but what's your own intro to Celtic, your own kind of early memories, favourite players, that kind of thing?
Early memories is based on my brother. He used to always take me to football. My first game, 6-year-old or so. Favourite player, Danny McGrain for my age group.
Okay.
I don't think there's many would
quality
argue with me.
I
don't think anybody would argue with me with that one.
Yeah.
My story was Easterhouse boy. Great days in Easterhouse. Not a lot of money kicking about.
Yeah.
So I'd get down to the park and I'd always try and get a lift over. I had the backup of my brother and his pal used to always go, so I used to always kind of, I didn't get a lift over, I'd know where the gate they went in, so I used to always have a wee safeguard for myself. So that was my upbringing. I can always remember getting took to the games in big European nights and all the lights to the stadium, walking up to the stadium. That's my kind of a childhood memories.
Yeah. So you've been keeping football free for kids since you were 6? Is that your term? It's just a continuation, naturally. I
used to hate going to grounds like Hibs and Hearts. They didn't have a boys' gate.
Right, okay.
So I think you had to pay adult price to get in.
Yeah, so you couldn't get scooted over there. Would you have bumped into Danny McGrain over the years? Would you have the honour of seeing him around? Or?
I actually played my boy and that be going mental. I actually played a charity game and Danny McGrain was in my team.
What a buzz that must have been.
That was amazing.
Brilliant. I wonder if somewhere Danny's on a podcast saying, I remember playing with Joe one time, the guy for the Kano. But
actually, half time, I think we're all talking. I said, I mind you scored a goal against Queen's Park in the Cup. I just went, how that? You remember that?
Yeah. I don't think he scored that many, did he?
No. I think he was more amazed that I remembered it.
Yeah. But yeah, so you'd have kind of grown up with the Danny McGrains, the Tommy Burns, the Paul McStays, all those kind of guys. Just very briefly, another way to kind of dwell on a poor time for Celtic, but the times of the 90s were just nothing was doing, and obviously with Tommy Burns there, who we all kind of love and loved, and wanted so much more success for, but it didn't really happen. And then, you know, he wins the Scottish Cup in 95, and then it's Wim Jansen, and we eventually get out of those dark times. How does it feel now, given the success that Celtic experienced? Celtic just dominate at this moment in time, you know, certainly since the turn of the century, and Martin O'Neill coming in and changing everything. How does it feel? And tell me this, you're speaking to the young folks.
Yep.
And all the kids that you guys see on a regular basis, all they know is Celtic success, more or less. Miff, who's part of our show, he's got two young lads who are, you know, primary school age, and they don't know how to handle Celtic.
Well, I'm the
getting
same.
beat.
I equate it to my 19-year-old boy only knowing success.
Yep.
And I try and say to him, but I went through in the 90s. You've not experienced that yet.
No, and let's hope he doesn't experience it.
So he's loving it now because we're always winning. I say to him, I'm loving it more because I know how much pain they're in because I went through that pain.
Yeah, you've experienced that. But no, the good times are here just now. And I suppose the offset of that is, as you say, there's not many season tickets coming up for availability, but we'll see what happens moving forward. But Celtic in a brilliant place at this moment in time. Let's get back to the 15th anniversary event that I mentioned, Joe. So, yeah, 2010, the Kano really started doing what they do. And you're celebrating with a special event in April at the Armadillo. Tell us a wee bit more about that in terms of who's involved, how people can get tickets, and so on.
Yes. The Armadillo event came about because we always had a dance, usually at Celtic Park every April. Because we started our 15th anniversary, I thought we'd do something a bit different. So it's basically a night of music at the Armadillo with a few former players, maybe in intervals, talking about their careers and the Kano and things like that. So the acts we've got on is, we've got the Wakes.
Yep.
We have got Hot Whiskies for Belfast. It's like an Irish folk group. We've got Liam McGranville's.
Yep.
Carl Byrne. Paddy Gunning. I've actually got an opera singer. I know I can't mind the boy's name. A guy from Edinburgh, but I can't mind his name. So that was somebody that...
It's no Bocelli, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely
no
in my budget. But we'd actually had a lady singing as well, Emma. She's away at a wedding, so she had to pull it. So we tried to do something a wee bit for everybody. We'll have the Celtic stuff. Guys like Liam, Carol, they can sing different stuff. So we'll have different, not just all Celtic stuff, it'll be something for everybody.
Yeah, a bit of mix.
There's no age restrictions. And that's basically the idea. Just to come and have a celebration of 15 years.
And is it the 26th of April?
It's Saturday, 26th
It's a Saturday night, 26th of April. So, yeah, so I know Paul Sheridan very well, Paul from the Wakes, and it's actually him that put us in touch. So, whether it's Paul or Liam McGrandles or anyone else, it looks set to be a really enjoyable night. How can guys and gals get tickets for it if they're keen to attend?
Tickets are through the Armadillo, through the Hydro website. That's only, we don't actually deal with it, it's just all passed over to Ticketmaster sort of thing.
And what I'll do to make it easy for anyone listening that wants to attend, I'll link to it in the show notes again, so it's just one click through for anyone that wants to buy tickets. Joe, how much work goes into staging such an event? These things don't just happen by themselves, do they?
Frightening. Frightening. The original idea was in my head. I have these mad ideas all the time. It's like Henrik and Scott Brown and whatever. Trying to get them is a different game altogether.
Yeah.
So then we moved to trying to get Paolo Nutini's and etc. for the main act.
Mm-hmm.
Possible.
No, tricky.
So that was the original idea.
Mm-hmm.
But the lineup we got is absolutely fantastic. See,
Yeah.
the people are willing to help you. Amazing. I mean, these guys know their stuff. They're out there doing it every week. It's not as if they're
absolutely
getting flung into the bird pit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And is it just at the moment where are we at now? We're just about to head into March. Is it a daily thing for you? Are you always doing something, whether it's to deal with ticketing or organisation or transport or logistics, whatever it might be?
That's been no so bad. It's more ticket sales. I'm trying to drive a ticket sales to that just now. But in general, Kano is just a daily thing. I'm 24/7.
Right, okay.
So,
well, certainly, as I say, we'll link to the various places, and hopefully anyone watching, listening, will be inspired by the work you're doing, will be keen to support the event and buy tickets for what sounds like it's going to be a brilliant
That's really
night.
our main fundraiser this year.
Yeah. I was going to ask on that note, how important will the funds raised from the event be for the next, say, 12 months and beyond for the Kano? How crucial is it?
Crucial.
Very important.
Yeah,
very
crucial,
important.
aye. Because, as I say, we normally have an annual dance. We might raise 15, 16, 17,000 or something for that. That kind of applies for season tickets for next year.
So the dance isn't happening this year?
No.
This is the biggie?
This is the biggie.
Okay, so
full
focus.
Full focus
Full
on this
focus
to
on
try.
that. As I said earlier on, if people can't make the event for any reason, big drive for that, big push towards the 26th of April at the Armadillo. But if people can't make that, can people make one-off donations and things like that?
Yeah, if you go to the website, I think there's a link on the website.
Okay.
If you contact us through Facebook, Twitters, Instagrams, there's certainly ways that you can donate.
Okay.
There's buttons, I think, you press to donate.
Right.
We've actually got a scheme through PayPal where people give us £1 a week.
Okay.
£1 a week buys a season ticket, and 19 kids can go to the football for that £1 a week.
Great. So if people want to either make a one-off donation or something on a more regular basis,
£1 a week, £2 a week.
There's various options. So there's no excuses.
There's no excuse.
All the options are there.
And to get the 19 kids to the game for £50, it's good going.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Joe, I know we touched on it briefly in terms of maybe some more involvement with the club and what things might look like in the years ahead. But what would your own ambitions be, yourself and your fellow board members, trustees? Is that the term? What are the kind of hopes, dreams, ambitions? Are you do you go by on a year-to-year basis, a season-to-season basis, or do you look further ahead and say, by this time we want to be doing this or that? We try and do that. We try and set 3 years and 5 years and things like that. But in general, get bigger and better. That's what we've always tried to do. If a season ticket comes up, we'll try and get it. And we try and give the kids a wee bit more all the time. You know what I mean? If more money comes in, they get more. As I say, we'll buy balloons and beach balls and streamers, hand warmers. The money doesn't come in, they don't get that, obviously. Do you know what I mean? So it's all done on a budget. That's how I see the PayPal scheme, the £1 a week and whatever. We know we're getting that. We know what we can budget for. Yeah. So that's the good thing about that. Yeah, allows you to plan ahead a wee bit further forward and look at that. Joe, as we've covered, you've been involved on a personal level for 15 years or so. Is there any one standout memory, anything big that's happened that really just strikes a chord with you that you can call to mind?
Personally, Kano.
With your involvement with Kano, yeah.
Right away, when you mentioned the 19,000, that beats everything. So it is. Because I'd say I've seen the troubles and the hard times and the fallouts to get to that milestone is amazing. Things like walking on the pitch. See me walk on that pitch surrounded by fans, that's amazing. Yeah. That is mind-blowing. I mean, even for somebody who's been Celtic Park all his life, do you know what I mean? When the kids do that, you can imagine how they feel. See, when we get kids onto the park, that is, you're saying buzzing, they're hyper. They're not just buzzing. They're not just buzzing. And all their families buzzing. All their pals are buzzing. Highlights, I know, is see if the goalkeeper would give them a glove. I mean, I think Scott Brown gave one on his armband one time. Right. And the other Waynes were carrying that Wayne out the stadium. With an armband. See if you had more interaction like that. That would top it all off. Yeah. But personal things, I think the people we work with, it's hard to get a better bunch of people. Yeah. Who, even the people that have left and went away and whatever, fantastic people who have gave everything for their kids. And you don't get that a lot in life. To meet special people like that is probably my highlight. Yeah, I mean, the all over the world, I mean, I go to Vegas, we did a thing in Canada last year. Yeah. The people you meet, amazing with you. Amazing. It sounds like a special group, Joe. And is there folks involved that have been involved just as long as yourself, from the start? Yes. Gillian's still there for the start. Big Brian's basically there for the start. Pat used to be a trustee. He now he takes events to the games. He's a volunteer, so he's not actually on the board anymore. He's still there. Guys, knowledge and experience is invaluable. Yeah, people have been there and through it all. Do you know what I mean? We get newcomers coming in. It's like they want to involve Celtic with everything. Oh, Celtic will do that. Celtic, I think, get Celtic out your head. It doesn't work. Just get Celtic out your head. Right. So having more people with experience certainly helps me. It also gives me somebody to fall back on and say, "Yeah, should do here. How do I play this? You know what I mean? How do I work this one out?" Things like that. Yeah, and whether it's folks that have been involved from day one, whether it's from 2010 or, as you say, there's some people that have maybe been and gone, but played a valuable part, I'm sure, in everything that you guys have done. I'm just keen to
work out when your next fallout is? It seems like something that's part of the part.
We've got a meeting on Wednesday, so phone me on Thursday.
But is the that's the thing, such as the pace of Celtic life, but we were chatting before coming on air here, it's been relentless, isn't it, since December, getting into the turn of the year and everything else that comes with it. And the way football works, until summertime, there's another game just round the corner. Is it just, you're on the hamster wheel, aren't you? It's just an ongoing thing.
Yes, and it's not, I'm kind of one of the cogs kind of in the middle of everybody, so if you're doing something for me, Joe, can we do this? Or somebody else will phone, Joe, if that group's pulled out, can we do that? Okay, then somebody else will phone you. So my phone just keeps going, sort of thing.
Red hot.
Aye, so there's no really an in between. You're just Kano, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no way, as I say, I get up in the morning, get a message for Australia. I go to bed at night and I get messages for America and Canada when I'm just going into bed, you know what I mean? So it never really stops.
How important, Joe, as we start to wrap up, how important has the Kano Foundation become in your life? It's obviously a huge part of what you do. It's a huge part of your own identity, I would argue. And as you say, it's an ongoing thing. I don't think that my day goes by you don't think about the foundation in some way.
No. Even my family. My family's all involved in it because I'm so immersed in it. I've got to be immersed in it. And my missus will just walk away. My phone will go and she'll go, I'll just leave you. And if she'll go up the stair, or so she knows I'm on that phone for an hour, do you know what I mean? So they've got to take a lot of credit for that, no? Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll go and pick my boy up for, say, playing football. I'm sitting on the phone for that, half full no watching him playing football, do you know what I mean? It's
a huge sacrifice.
Yes, things like that, but that's, even the falling out with people, I think that's just natural. I've got an opinion, you've got an opinion. I don't want you to sit there and hide your opinion, tell me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this is global now. We have like a world golf day. So we get people playing golf in New Zealand, Australia, Dubai, Europe, America, Canada on the one day to raise money for these kids.
Yeah, incredible.
We had a weekend in Toronto last summer. Took former players out. We had all these events in Toronto. So it's getting global now. So it's not just like getting scarce. We get scarce for England, but we're sending them all over the world. Yeah. Things like that, you know what I mean? We get donations for all over the world. So it's hard to sit and say, I can only get an hour, I can only get 2 hours. Has it become far bigger than you ever imagined? Definitely, aye. Definitely. And you mentioned the sacrifices, whether it's your kids' football or anything like that. Final question, are all the sacrifices worth it? Definitely. Because you can even see it on people that come along for the second, third, fourth time, or the newbies come along. They see the dedication in us. They see it working. They see the joy in the kids' faces. And that's the be-all and end-all. Getting the kids to football. We're actually taking kids to Philadelphia to football on March the 22nd or something. Yeah. Philly Union, in Philadelphia. Okay. Philly Union versus St. Louis. And we're getting 20 kids for Philadelphia going to see soccer, as they call it. Soccer. It's grown arms and legs, Joe. You're getting yourself into all sorts. We've got an American committee now. Okay. So we've actually got an American side of Kano now. And is that just relationships that have been built up through the years? Just the good work you do has been recognised by Celtic-minded folk in the States? Yeah. One of our trustees is over in Ohio. Okay. So that was a linchpin for it. He's over there anyway. And other people in Vegas and things like that. Just kind of a gelled, formed a wee committee. We're no doing that over there. Great money to take kids. All the money will still take kids to Celtic Park. But that was just a wee spin-off. Aye. Yeah. We had the chance to do it and we've done it. We've took kids from Dublin to Celtic Liverpool. We've took Celtic Shamrock Rovers. Try and take kids from Glasgow or Scotland doing a Premiership game every year. Okay. So we did try and widen it a wee bit. It sounds like it's been a hectic, a busy 15 years for you. And I think it's going to get busier. I think your next 15, I don't know if you need to break it gently to family and friends, but it sounds like your next 15. I broke it that gently to me. But we'll see. Joe, it's brilliant stuff by yourself and everyone involved in the Kano, and it's been a genuine pleasure to have you here today. I just want to ask any kind of final thoughts. As I say, the big drive is for that really exciting event, Armadillo, 26th of April, the Wakes, Liam McGrandles and everyone else involved. And as I say, we'll link to all of that and various other things that we've spoken about in the show notes. But Joe, your own final thoughts as we wrap this one up. Final thoughts is the Armadillo needs to sell. I need to try and sell, get
Okay,
that. That's our main
that is the biggie.
objective. So in my head, they know that's it. But for everybody that helps us, we've got people that just put money in tins or they help us with our bucket collection. It's not just me, it's not just the trustees. A big team, Kano. We trees are sitting in the house, you constantly try to raise money for us. There's people that just think Kano constantly.
Mm-hmm.
They see the benefits of it. Kids get the benefits of it. And I just wish Celtic would kind of maybe no help as much, but acknowledges or I don't know, make a day a wee bit better for the kids.
Yeah.
The Celtic fans have always been behind us. We couldn't have done this without Celtic fans.
Yeah.
But the club it saddens you a wee bit.
Yeah, and maybe there's more to be done there. Maybe with a bit of luck, somebody from the club might be tuning in, and maybe there's a wee bit more can be done to strengthen the bonds there and do a wee bit more together. And that's something that maybe we would all hope for moving forward. But Joe, in the meantime, as I say, genuine pleasure to have you on. Great to hear your own stories. Great to hear about the ongoing brilliant work. 19,000 kids through the gate and thousands more, I'm sure.
20,000 soon.
20,000 soon. We'll watch this space. But Joe, been a real pleasure. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you. Cheers.